Best pork, miso, Nick. All right. Let's see, who do we have? Who do we have here? Omshle, how are you, Omshle? Kabelo. Bule, how are you, Bule? So welcome everybody. If you're here for the first time, you just maybe perhaps, gotten here by mistake. Welcome. Today we're talking about the energy centers. Some people call it energy grids. Some people call it energy chakras, or the Earth's chakras. For you guys who did not maybe perhaps know, there is such a thing that is in existence, that the Earth has chakras. Just like your body has chakras, the Earth has energy centers. They are called energy grids. So we're going to be like, the main man, X0. So let's see, Miza is here as well. We're waiting for the people. We're starting at 2 o'clock. So today as well, it's going to be a bit, Nikola Tesla back in the days were to look at the universe or study things energetically, vibrationally, using the frequencies, following the laws of vibrations. Because you will know that a lot of talks about the kundalinis, the metaphysics, the enlightenment, the 3Ds, the 4Ds, the 5Ds, the 5Ds. When you observe the procession of the equinoxes, the people will tell you that we are at the age of the Aquarius. Those talks are more about the energy. But unfortunately, we have a very limited energy in terms of very limited information when it comes to how to study the energies. These days, we still have people that shun it, people that speak about spirituality. We still have people that think when you speak about the metaphysics, you are a person from hell. You still have people that when you want to ask questions pertaining their religions, they call you blasphemous. So somehow we're going to have to engage in a paradigm shift. We're going to have to change our thinking. We're going to have to start appreciating things that pump your heart. Things that makes your blood flow, things that actually make your existence to be. I'm talking about the energy that you can see with your eyes, but for some reason that energy is controlling your life. So today I'm going to be inclining more towards the energy side of things. The main reason why, here I am, I'm starting. Hey, you guys don't even stop me. So let's just wait for the people. Nikki, how are you, Nikki? Let me just greet the people. We're waiting for the 2 o'clock. And in case maybe perhaps you got some interest in understanding a bit of chakras, you can stick around as well, because I'm going to be talking about them in quite depth. We're going to be talking about the colors. We're going to be talking about the whole meaning behind the chakras. We're going to be talking about why is it they stacked up that way, and why is it they not stacked up horizontally, why are they stacked up vertically. And we're also going to be talking about the energy grids. Now, these energy grids, just to give you a bit of a glimpse, you all know that if you want to make any change at your building, you have to get an approval, right? You won't just, extend your house or extend your heart, your yard, without alerting your whatever municipality that you're in. What I'm trying to say with that is the following. The way how your house has been built or approved or blueprinted, it's been designed in a form of an energetical source. So if you got a knack for such conversations, stick around. Hey, Lee, today we want to, we're going a bit energy side now. I also want to show you that what does it mean if you get told that you are an electromagnetic being? Or what does it mean because you'll know that us as human beings, we are called electromagnetic beings. What does it mean? We're going to be talking about those energies. Electro is mental, magnetic is emotional. So these are the bodies that you have in you that you have to cultivate, that you have to work on. but it's still obviously the whole thing about healing. But I want to give it to you guys scientifically so that you can check the things that maybe perhaps you might be struggling with your body, so that you can relate, are these magnetic elements or are these electrical elements? So yeah. Hey Margaret, let's see who's here as well. We're gonna be starting anytime soon. I don't think I'm actually gonna wait for 2 o'clock. But let's see. I see Cabello. Hey, KB, you here? Hey. So, how was your guys' weekend? Who's here? Who wants to say hi? Who wants to send the likes? Who likes whatever that we've spoken about this far? Even if you don't like it, just follow the brother. If you're wondering what is it that we're talking about on this channel, we're trying to lift the veil of ignorance, because we understand that the enemy that we're fighting, it's not necessarily out there. The enemy that we're fighting, it's the lack of knowledge that we have to wage war with. And we're trying here not to be pro or anti anything. Unfortunately, if you're looking for some form of healing, you can't find it here. If you're looking for some deliverance, we can't package it, you know. But if you're looking for some signposts, if you're looking for some conversations that you've been longing to share with people, this is a platform. Here we don't have oorklaps, you know. I normally call beliefs oorklaps. Beliefs are like this. They'll tell you, you only have to read from 1 to 10. And anything beyond 10 you don't have to, but you realize that once you take the beliefs off, there's a bigger world beyond 1 and 10. There's things that are on a millionth level. And all that we're concerned about is, what do we eat? What do we wear? Where do we sleep? Where do we study? Where do we work? Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but there's a bigger realm that we need to start investigating. Now, I want to start this thing with such a story. If it's not going to baffle you, it killed my ass the first time when I heard this. It goes on something like this. Back in the days, eons and eons, this is something that you know, I don't need to go deeper into it. If you're too much into history, you will know that Afrocentric movement, these guys, that the Martin Luther Kings of this world, the John Henry Clark of this world, the Malcolm X's, the whole lot of Trump or history, tells you a lot about what Rome has done to a whole lot amount of people. So if maybe perhaps you've been living under the rock, Rome basically, it's, I don't want to call it a nation, but I want to call it a beast. Because how it used to work, it used to find joy in conquering. So you'll have your own kind of type of abode there, and you do your own stuff. But for some reason, because to them, killing is a sport, they felt that, you know, they will conquer, they will invade, they will kill your children, they'll rape your wives, your grandmothers, they will lynch you, they'll blah, 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 the whole story. Now, it gets very interesting that during that time, we were introduced, or there was a concept of missionaries that was introduced. So for the people that are deeply Christians here, you know, we're going to have a bit of a... Hi, Griselda. Today we're starting on a very high note. So for the people that are very staunch Christians, we're going to have a bit of brushing with each other here. But bear out with me. Hear my story. And if you got something to say with it, if you hear me maybe poking too many holes in it, paste it on the comments. I mean, I'm not here having fun by myself. What's life after all but speaking to people and having a conversation? So, now, where these Roman chaps went, you know, they will not only take the riches, they will not only take the artifacts, they will not only take the manuscripts, the holy scripts, holy texts that we had, but they will also want to take the moral principles of that area that has been conquered. You know? So now, obviously, wherever where they went, people had ways on how they practiced, on how they observed their deities, on how they fed their children, on how they gave birth. But now, unfortunately, because of the arrival of these chaps, they distracted everything, and they also rewrote those principles. Now, it gets a bit tricky when it comes to the religion part, because we are told that Africans never had religion, which is something that I beg to differ. Because if you study science, if you study anthropology, if you get deep into this history, you will know that we had religion in a form of observing deities. Africans had, or we still have, I mean, we understand that we got the god of rain, we got the goddesses of fertility, we got the god of thunderstorm, we understand that. For us, it was not a taboo, it was not mystical, because that's how we do it. Now, unfortunately, when these chaps got there, they couldn't understand or didn't understand that, so they wanted to change it. That's where the word paganism comes from. For you guys that are into history, you know, because I know a lot of people, wherever you go these days, people will be like, you know, paganism. Paganism, basically, it's anybody that was looked at as somebody that observes polytheism. That is, several numerous amount of deities. That's a paganism. Now, because you know how words can be. Words are very flimsy. I mean, words are very usable. Words are words can be conniving if are not properly used. So unfortunately, this word of paganism was bastardized. This word of paganism was actually meant, or it did more harm than it meant. Paganism, all that it simply means was, you are not monotheistic. Because you know almost when the Romans came and they did whatever, they came up with the monotheistic, meaning one God. And us Africans, we couldn't understand it. Haibu. We do understand that we have oneness. We do understand that we have that uniqueness. That's why Africans, when they call, they'll say Unkulunkulu, Katlamacholo, Ramasedi, Ramologi, but playing in different and many forms. Now the guys on the other end didn't understand this, so they wanted to rewrite it. Now by rewriting it, they obviously had to come up with their own story, not our own story. And unfortunately at that time, I don't want this thing to sound more like history lesson, but I want to build a bit of a contextual view for you guys to understand what the heck is happening. Because a lot of people now are going through tough times. A lot of people are going from church to church. A lot of people are going from spiritual father, spiritual mother. They're jumping around. A lot of people are having sleepless nights. A lot of people are having parallel visions. They're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What you need to understand is the world that we're living in an energy world. We're not only living in a physical world. And if you want to know more about that, stick around, because we're going to be speaking about the energy grids that the earth has. Now, hey Parks, I can see you right there. And for the people that have no idea what is it that I'm talking about, hold on somewhere. Try to build up of whatever that I'm talking about. Sooner or later we'll find you. And if you got a question, of course, you can paste it down here. If you're thinking maybe I'm doing too much of an injustice to the beautiful, majestic, magnanimous history which we have. Now, as these guys were conquering around, for them to be able to understand our religion, they deployed guys that are called, or were called, missionaries. For you guys that have done some bit of history, this word might not be new to you, but for anybody else that is first time hearing about this, you'll know that missionary has something to do with the churches or the religions, right? Now, I want to show you how much energy is powerful. I want you to check out this word. It's a radiostygia, right? And for you guys that are thinking maybe it's going dark, no, it's not going dark. This is science. We're speaking about the science of cymatics. The science of cymatics is that science that will tell you that the voice can heal. The vibration can make you whole. the resonance can make you healthy. So now this is the energy world. This is where the sound comes in. This is the frequency language. And if you don't have an idea, I'll try to a little bit mix it up with it, But I want to drive this point home because I know there's a lot of people that want to hear this, particularly given the times that we're through, or the times that we're going on, or we're going through. Mlome English. Oh yeah, let me just take a moment and greet the people because I see that it's 2 o'clock. Everybody else that I didn't say hi or I haven't greeted, we say hello. I see it's 2 o'clock. If you're new here or if you're here for the first time, follow the brother. And if you're wondering what the heck is it that we're talking about, and you have no clue because I've been on for the 5-7 minutes, we've been talking energy language here. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, hold on to something. It might make sense at the end of this, but obviously you're going to have to stick around because I'm trying to build up a whole concept behind the energy world that we're living in. So for the people that are getting on now here, we've been at it for the last 7-10 minutes because I was checking up the network as well. So it seems it's working for me. So let's see how far we can drive this energy substance, or how far can we take it. So if you're new here, you follow the brother. I see that Tessie did it. Temba did it. I didn't see somebody's name. Just Tessie, I can see you that you're having a laugh. Actually, you enjoyed it even before you followed. So for the people that haven't done that, please do so. If you like the page by double tapping your phone. Obviously, if you like it as well, you can share it. If maybe perhaps you're vibing with the heck what we're talking about here, you can comment here as well. And if you're wondering where do we get our information from, we have a book club, WhatsApp group /family. If you want to be part of us, you're much more welcome. How do you do it? There's a link here on the same platform. You follow me, you go to my bio. There's a link there. It's a WhatsApp link. When you click that, voila, you find yourself in a WhatsApp group. So some of the books that we're talking about, or some of the things that I'm talking about, are from the books. But some of them are not from the books. How do you like that? Before you think it's taboo, it's not. The bestest book that you have to read is yourself. The bestest YouTube that you need to stream is yourself. The bestest TikTok that you have to watch is yourself. So there's an information, there's an energy, there's a well that never dries out, that emanates. You know what the Bible says? It says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. How do you like that? So let's go to business. We did a bit of a history about how the world was conquered by them. So every time when they conquered an area or the world or the region or Africa, like they always do everywhere, they will bring obviously their clergies. They will bring, back then or still now, they call them missionaries. So now when missionaries came to the area that has been recently conquered, because they didn't understand how Africans did it, even today, we are still a point of study. People are talking about this, people are talking about that, people are calling the mystery system, people are busy saying that Africans never used to write. Partly, yeah, they write because we didn't find the need to write things on paper, because we understood that the body is an energy combustion machine. The body is a walking USB. The body is a walking universe. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm. So there was no need for us to write it down. We just wrote it in our genes, so that whoever that I lay with, when I perpetuate my genealogy, my history, it's still going to continue. But the paper, somebody might steal it, somebody might burn it. You are the energy being. Now, I did a bit of a history of that. So now when they brought their missionaries, they brought them with mechanical instruments. I want you to hear me very right. They were bought, and I'm talking about the history, I'm not talking about yesterday, I'm talking about a couple of 100 years back. We're relaying it because though I'm not a public kind of type of guy, part of the reason why I love it is because we try to demystify the so-called unexplainable information, because we understand that information is everywhere. It's encoded and it's decoded, and some of it you find it in scientific fraternities. Some of the people write white papers. Some of the people write thick books. So the nice thing about this channel is we just, glimpse on it. We make fun of it. We make it applicable. And we always try to make it about you. Because at the end of the day, I'm wasting time sitting here blabbering, because the person that you need to consult, it's not me. The person that you need to consult is not your pastor. The person that you need to consult is not your mom. It's yourself. So if you're having problems with the world, guess what? So these missionaries, when they came with this thing, a mechanical instrument called radiesthesia. For you guys who are wondering, what the heck? I want to drive a point home to show you that we're living in an energy world, having a human experience. We are energetical beings ourselves. We're just not aware. This pendulum, or this thing, how do you spell it? For the people that are, because I know I got some researchers out here. You spell it like this. It's radiosthetia. Radiesthesia. It's something like a pendulum kind of type of movement. For the people that have studied a lot of ancient Egyptian mythology will know what is it that I'm talking about when I refer to the pendulum. So do people that do crystals. Some of the people do. There's a lot of people that are into things. Don't think you see somebody walking around. Some people got candles, some people got incenses, some people got whatever. But I'm not here about that. I want to show you guys that the energy that courses through us, or the energy that we generate at any given time. And for you guys that ran away during the geography classes, or scientific classes, or mathematical classes, you're going to have a bit of a problem. And if you hear, I see the 16 of us, we're dwindling, we're going up, we're going down. If you hear, for the couple of coming minutes, you like the page, like the page. If you love the content, like the page. If you love the content, you can share the page. If you love the content, you can paste your comments. The giftings as well are open up there. I shared a bit of a link on how people can join in the WhatsApp group, blah, blah, blah. But I'll finish up with that later on, because here we're all about business. You know what time it is. And I'm sorry for the people that don't find today's talk appealing, that don't find today's language, not the one that they find on TV. Today it's not meant to be that day. Today, we at work now. Now, when you get the radiesthesia, and when you go around finding out that the principles that the people that conquered the world, because they didn't understand the religion, they didn't understand the African religion. They didn't understand that in a form of us looking as if like we are polytheisms. Polytheism is when you're having multiple gods. That misunderstanding led to a whole lot amount of problems. Because now, these chaps, when they came up with this one God theory. Some people thought, but now when you're coming up with one God theory, if you say God is nature, nature is not always good. But now this God that says this is a good God, meaning, obviously, if something bad happens to you, somebody else has to be created. For the people that are deep into this, you will know that I'm going a little bit back to the energy. Oh my word. Now, one of the most important things that this instrument did was to position where the buildings must be built. The cathedrals, the temples, the churches, the schools, the prisons, town planning, each and every single thing has been built based on its energy resonance. Now, if I still have you, hold on. I'll try to make it a bit palpable for you guys to understand. What I'm trying to say to you is nothing, particularly when it comes to the cathedrals, when it comes to the temples, when it comes to the pyramids, when it comes to the megalithic stone harbors, when it comes to Inzalo Yelanga, when it comes to the east, when it comes to this and that, each and every single thing has been properly calculated and calibrated. Either whether you know about it or you don't know about it, file it somewhere. And for those who know about it, you know, we've been trying to figure this thing out. It's been eluding a lot of people. But hey, you never stop learning. Every day you learn something new. Nikita, thank you very much for the gifts, particularly for the roses. You know, they call it the month of love. And for the people that have been stingy with the hearts here, you guys are not in a Valentine mode. You know, stingy. I just showed up to do what I have to do. And for the people that have been showing love, Ashe, Hotep. And for the people that are still harboring a bit of hate because of they didn't get the gifts over the Valentine, get over it. Now, let's become a little bit scientific about this. Sorry. It's fine. Next year will be, we'll have another Valentine. Let's become a little bit scientific about it. Another word that I want you guys to write down, or another part of research that I want you guys to look into, is this thing that is called the ley lines. Ley lines, if you got some Google there, because I know that some of the people's phones, it's one of those multi-cellular phones. They can look at me while they type on the other side. Some of us, we don't have that technology. But if you have, I want you to type in Google this. Ley lines. L-E-Y lines. Not lay, like lay. A lot of people like lay. Not that lay. Lay in a sense of L-E-Y. You'll know this is a word that has been quite recently popularized in a scientific fraternity. It's the word that means the way on how the magnetic energies are measured in the earth. So the earth that you're sitting in, the house that you're sitting in, the area that you're sitting in, or whatever that you're thinking about, or the globe that you're sitting, maybe because I know a lot of people have globe, whatever. That thing, it's designed in ley lines. It has energy centers that are coursing through it. It's a fairly newly concept that came into the scientific fraternity. And when I say fairly new, hey, Bantatile, how are you today? Hey, Bantatile, today, we're burning up our neurons. The brain neurons are firing up and down because we're talking very deep scientific terms. Just now, when you hopped on, we're speaking about the ley lines. The ley lines are the energy measurement tools that are used to measure the energy that is emitted by the earth. So the earth as well, in case you're wondering, has chakras. Nikita, thank you very much for that. Dumezweni, thank you very much. And everybody else that is new here to the page, do what the people are doing. Comment, like it, share it, gift on it. Do whatever that you want to do on it. Even if you don't understand half of what we're talking about, just follow their page. You'll figure it out some days. If you got a pen and paper there by the crap that we talk about here down, or making some notes, write it in your head while I'm waiting for the network. I'm waiting for the network. We're still in the load shedding, so it's obviously jumping up and down on my side. Cool. Now, what I'm trying to say to you guys is this. What I'm trying to explain to you guys is this, and this is something that is existing. The earth, it's an emitter of energy. In yourself, you are told that you have 7 main chakras, even though there's more than that. You are told you have 7 main. You don't only have 7 chakras. You have 7 main chakras. In total, in as far as I went, I think there's 114 that are in your body. Then you got the 2 that are outside of your body. For the people that are thinking this is a hoo-ha science, I'm quoting from Sanskrit texts. I'm quoting from Hinduism. They're in the east, not on the other side. So, and if you're new here, come on. Follow the brother. If you don't understand what we're doing or what we're talking about, nonetheless, still follow the brother. We are at that stage where we just want to love for no reason. We just want to gift for no reason. We understand that a lot of people have been hating for no reason. So why not introduce something else different for no reason? So if people say to you, you must give, you must forgive, stop explaining it, just do it. it's good for your health. It turns out, since today we're talking about the energies. The energies of hate, the energies of anger are heavy to the soul. So if you want to rise up, if you want to walk on this kundalini that you're talking about, start introducing something light. Let go. Accept. It's not about you. You came here to do something which is bigger than you. So some days you need to, we need to get out of our own pity parties, back to the business. Now, almost in your body, they say you got your main 7 chakras. You got your sacral, you got your root chakra, you got your sacral chakra, you got your solar plexus, you got your heart, you got your throat, then you got your pineal gland, then you got your crown chakra. Obviously, there's colors. You got your red, you got your orange, you got your yellow, you got your green, you got your blue, then you got your purple, then you got that unexplainable color. So the earth as well works like that. But now, obviously, the language is not pretty much copy and paste. With the earth, it's called energy grids. With you, the chakras that you call the chakras are nothing but energy centers. Now, for the people that don't have an idea what the heck are we talking about, hold on just that word chakras, because we're going beyond the chakras now. In your body, you have things that are called nadis. Nadis are nothing but spiritual roots, energy roots. Energy roots in what way? Because a lot of people are like, oh no, please slow down. We can't. I mean, we gotta go on. If you've been studying a lot of Eastern philosophy, you will know, hey, Hilly, same here. If you heard what I did with it, or if you saw what I did with it, I didn't even explain it. So, back to the business. Now, when you study the Eastern philosophy, there's this thing that is called the acupressure or the acupuncture. It's a type of meditation, or it's a type of treatment where you'll see people being, it's if like needles. We'll see people having needles all over their bodies. Those people are not just placing those needles blindfolded. Nope. Those needles are precisely placed because those things are energy centers. If you're wondering, energy of what now? It's the same energy that beats your lungs, or beats your heart rather. Your heart is pumping right now. You're not doing it. No, Lagarada, you're not doing that. Even if you have some pacer, you're not doing it. Your lungs are pumping some air right now. I guess your air has nothing to do with it. Your blood is flowing all around your body at this present moment in time. You're not doing it. So now those energy channels, as they get to your body, right, how your chakras get formed is, those energy channels, they have highway. Have you seen how highways are? If you guys have seen the Durban interchange, you pretty much guess what I'm talking about. It's so intricately connected that wherever way they interlock, they tend to become those 7 energy centers that you call chakras in your body. Energy channels. Thank you very much, Mantatile. That means a lot. Because you just explained what I've been trying to explain for the last 5 minutes in just one sentence. You see, that's why I tell you guys that a lot of people that are sitting around and sticking with me, you wasting your time, because I'm not going to say anything new. A lot of what we're talking about here, it's something that you know anyway. Now, that's why I normally tell people, when you come here, please don't take any belief. Don't even believe my ass. If you want to be nice about it, investigate whatever that I do. Research whatever that I talk about. I mean, for all that I tell you now, I could say that you have 114 chakras and somebody will come and say 144 chakras. Hip hip hooray, kudos to you. Go on with your research. And if you get that, go teach others. Isn't that what Jesus was talking about in the Bible? Which I don't understand. The religion that we have these days, it's so upside down. But we're back to the energies. Now, back to you. Done with you, back to the earth. Now, this instrument that was used to measure the energies, some people call it dowsing. There are rods that do dowsing. Dowsing is nothing but measuring as to what's a reverberation of the energy, the resonance, what's flowing. If you haven't read on this, or if it's the first time you hear about this, sorry, try to hold on somewhere, because now we're talking about We've taken a perspective of what Nikola Tesla was talking about. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the creation, look at it in terms of energy, resonance, vibration, blah, blah, blah. So, language that we're using, obviously, it's not going to be the one that Moja Love uses, you know. This is not the language that you'll find that the two are talking about. It's going to be a bit problematic and shame if you're there, because some of us are still there as well, and if you're there, hold on. But now, the nice part about this thing is, whatever that we're talking about, it's not being thumb-sucked. There are books that this information is contained, and if you want to get access to those books, we have a WhatsApp group /book club. This is where we share these things, you know. The original way of the whole book club, when we started it, we wanted to have conversations on a month-to-month basis. But the people don't want to do it, and there's a lot of us in there. I think there's like 150 plus. So we've changed it all together. We've pimped it all together. We just share books. We share books. You know, we do. I just wanted to see who's listening. But Tatile, thank you very much for listening. The WhatsApp group is amazing. Yeah. We pimps like that, eh? And when I say pimps, don't take it in a literal way. Oof, you guys are so religious. Now, with cocomelon tendencies. Hey, let's they tend to take over sometimes. Back to the energies. Now, these cathedrals, temples, all the monuments, the stone circles that you see here in South Africa. By the way, let's just pause here. Did you guys know that given the world combined, given the stone circles, the stone henges, the monuments that some of them were moved, this and that and that, and I'm going to tell you guys this for free, and if you don't agree with it, let's take each other on. South Africa alone has monuments, has stone circles, has megaliths, has all these areas. They are more than any other area, Stonehenges combined. So that South Africa is the biggest collector of energy. And if you don't believe me, or if you haven't come across it, go do your research. Cool. The guy that I can point you to quickly, and you guys probably know about that, it's he's done a lot of work with this. He's done a beautiful amount of research. Even though, you know, me and him, we don't really agree eye to eye. I mean, who does? All of us are different. To heck with this thing that we all have to think the same. We're not going to grow most. Because if we all thinking the same, we're just going to be like getting born, eating, pooping, getting married, going to work, dying. I mean, some poet once said it very well. He said, our lives are like the monotonous ringing between when you get birthed and when you die. So it's just like, so now somebody just has to come and do this. Everything good comes from Africa. Now, thank you very much, Mesh, for the gifts. Thank you, Catherine. I see you there. Let me see how deep am I, because I'm probably going to have to press on to this, because there's a whole lot of gunk that we're talking about, and it's not going to be very quickly. For the religious peoples here, some days swearing tends to peep out. So in case it peeps out like a fart, forgive us in advance. We from time to time, you know, use foul language because we understand that things are beyond physical. So, sorry. Because I know, you know. Thank you, Mesh. Now, what happens is, these temples, as they were built, they were not done so by mistake. These megaliths, these stone circles, were not done so by mistake. Some were moved, that was a mistake. Some were taken, that was a huge mistake. Some were hidden, now that was a massive mistake. Back to the ley lines, that is the energy grids, the earth chakras. You know what I like about Catherine, the word that you just mentioned. I saw this clip on YouTube back in the days when I was still, you know, trying to figure out these things as to how the heck do they work. Somebody made a clip where they get attacked by the demons at night. So instead of the demons taking them over, they ride on them to fix up their light bulbs, to paint up their houses, instead of them using the ladders. What I'm trying to say to you is, what is meant for your harm, it's supposed to actually make you good. What is meant to kill you, it's supposed to actually take you higher. Why do you think in a religious text, there's this word that is called crucifixion? A lot of people think crucifixion means killing. Crucifixion means multiplying 10,000 folds. Think. So, well, with the evils, with whatever, for me, I mean, this thing is a yin and yang, bruh. Every time if you keep on fighting evil things, you end up becoming bad by fighting bad people. Which is one of the things that Socrates said. He says, be careful when you're fighting a monster that you don't become a monster yourself. Be careful when you're dealing with a narcissist that you don't become a narcissist yourself. Think. Back to the topic. Now, the ley lines, how they work is like this. When a cathedral gets built, let's talk about churches, and don't tell them we're talking about religion today. So if you're too much religious, sorry, I'm going to tell you something that you don't know, but it's not going to be bad, you know. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, Mash. Ooh, you guys are painting it. And you guys who are all here, who are sending up the likes, the gifts, the comments, if you're listening to my creepy talks, thank you. We still got like 10-15 minutes left, so let's see how far we can take it. Now, when a cathedral gets built, this place, it's called a place of worship. It's called a place of healing. Why do churches get called places of healing? Hold on to that thought. There are areas that we've normally seen on YouTube. Some of them we've seen on, or we've heard, or we've read about them. These areas are called highly charged areas. Areas that have healing powers. What's that? There's a concentration of an energy at that area that is supposed to calibrate and heal your ass, bring you into resonance. Sounds that are coming from that area are supposed to calibrate you. That's how churches get built. And in case I'm going too dark, you know, let's just take it on a bit. So I'm broke now, but the likes are free. Yeah, Catherine, keep them popping, keep them pumping, keep the likes coming. Mama said nothing. So this is how then it works. You saw my lady right there, you know, we rock you black today. How do you like that? We didn't even talk about it. I don't like, you know, looking the same as her, but today, you know, the energy's headed somehow. Now, when the place or the church gets built, it's an energy of, or it's a place of healing. It's not necessarily who is running the church who's healing. No. It's the energy that has been consecrated at that cathedral that heals you. And you, my Christian friends, hope we're still friends. Because I'm going to be advocating for a lot of things that might be a little bit, you know. XAKB, noted comrade. So yeah, we shall never do that anymore. Now, back in the days, churches were called, or temples were called, places of recharging, revitalizing. And when I'm saying back in the days, I'm not talking about 1990, Mama. I'm talking about eons and eons. Right. Now, if you want to know more about these texts, I'm going to impel you to study a lot of Buddhism. And when I say Buddhism, you're going to have to do the Tibetan Buddhism. You're going to have to do the Tantra Buddhism. In actual fact, what I'm saying to you is, like I always say on this channel, you have to have an open mind. If you've picked up what time it is, I mean, you can see what's happening. TVs don't have answers. Our parents don't have answers. Pills don't have answers. Our pastors don't have answers. Prophets don't have answers. People are just running around here. So if you wanna find out what the heck is happening, seek ye first the kingdom of God. Where did Jesus say the kingdom is? So this is a time where you need to study yourself. This is where you need to understand yourself. And we have to make a whole lot amount of paradigm shifts. We're going to have to engage in a lot of paradigm shifts. And unfortunately, if we only used to talking about things that we agree on, we're not going to learn. I mean, I'm quite baffled every time when we go to seminars, or every time when we when we enroll for classes that we take electronic or online, and you'll hear people saying, but this guy, he doesn't tell us what we know. When you get told something that you know, your life is not going to grow. The same thing in your life. If life does not touch you, you're not going to be able to grow. It has taken you that relationship to break down for you to find yourself. Thank you, Mesh, and everybody else that has given Kilebwa. Now, this is what we're going to do. Because I haven't even scraped the surface of this communication or this conversation. We're going to do it like this. In 5 minutes' time, I'm going to be taking up a break. And I'm going to try to give some 10, 20 minutes or even 5-10 minutes, just a bit of a breakdown as to, because let me give you the idea as to how this talk came about. For you guys that have the mind that so much things just like mine. We actually secured up a date to have a retreat, right? We're having the retreat on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. I'm not quite sure about the details of the dates, but it's somewhere there. We're having it go Eastern Free State. For the people that haven't been there, or for the people that stay far off, some of the people stay far, but we've got people that have indicated that are flying from Cape Town, some people that are going to be coming from Eastern Cape. There's a lot of people that have actually showed up a bit of an interest that have registered down their names. We're busy fixing up those logistics. So a lot of people kept on asking me, why the heck did you choose that area? Because it's so far from us. It's so indigenous. It's so, uncivilized. And a lot of people I know, from the sensible point of view, they're asking about the safety, the security. Oh, you've organized the tents. Oh, we're going to be sleeping outside. Oh, our beds. Oh, our... So there's a lot of issues here. Now, Lynn, I didn't know why the heck did the position or what's that place picked up. So knowing me with my, big nosy self, I went on and I wanted to know why is it that, because I'm somebody that is very finicky, when it comes to my things, when it comes to my decisions, when it comes to even me speaking. I mean, you'll see, for the people that have been looking for me on Facebook, Instagram, I think the last time when I was active there was like 9-10 months ago. Because at some point also you're going to have to desist from such. And in case you're wondering, but you hear on TikTok, modern solutions for modern problems. That's your explanation. Now, so back to this question, because I want to answer this and hop off, then I'm going to come back. Thank you very much. So you see, hi Lelo. So this is what then happens. I found out that the deeper you go into so-called civilized areas, toxicity tends to go high. The amount of lead that we inhale. I mean, the people that, I feel sorry for the people that are there. You know where the valley is. Solo, there's Vanderbijl, there's Vanderbijl Y1, or is it SJ1? There's, those areas, they tend to get a bit affected because of the emissions that come out of that. And unfortunately, these emissions don't only affect you physically. No. They affect your etheric self. They affect your soul. Because if you study deep, you'll find out that lead is a substance that gets into your blood. It gets into your plasma that is in your blood. It weighs down your blood by making your plasma particles heavy. So you tend not to have such what they call the fire atoms. You know, people will tell you, I get downloads, you know, something is speaking to me, I get the intuition. You know, those kind of type of jazz and talks. Those are the things that I'm talking about. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start explaining this on, hey, thank you, Mash, hey! Or let's do this rather, if it works. Thank you for the cap. You know, this cap always gets me hanging, you know. And, you know, I'm like, yeah, just like the head that you guys gave, Lelo, yeah, you're very late. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm actually quite conflicted. The last time we did this agreement, a lot of people didn't come, and then I had to go live now all by myself. So we got two options. It's either we relegate this thing to 6 o'clock, or we press it with 10-15 minutes that are coming. So I'll just wait for you guys to tell me, where do we go? Because I want us to speak about this thing of energies, to tell you guys that the further you move away from these busy areas, like when you go home, I know home for you, you know, you go there, you tell them, oh, you guys, you know, you don't cut the grass, or you guys, you know, you got this dirty animals. Oh, you guys, this cow, you know, people have a lot of complaints as to how they don't want to, why they don't want to go to the indigenous areas. But this area has been chosen with a specific purpose. For that needs to be done. So for the retreat that we're having, we're still getting the people down. We're finalizing up the logistics. We're having it that month end, you know, 24th, 25th, 26th of March. Logistics isn't, in as much as you can just imagine, they are a nightmare. You got the transport, you got the food, you got the preferences. Some people want to ask about safety. Some people want to ask about who are you? Why do we need to pay this here? And I mean, you know, there's a lot of questions. So sometimes if you hear us not reporting with this retreat, it's not like it's dead. The retreat is up and running. We actually just, quite now, before I hopped on, we were having some conversations about the tents that we've been shown that have been delivered. Not like they didn't have, they had, but now they were showing us the new stock. So there's a lot of stories. So we can't communicate because we're looking into saying by the end of February, which is the 1st of March, to, you know, for the people that have shown up the interest so that we can furtherly communicate those logistics. And for the people that are not going to go there, somebody has offered to buy video Raisha, you know. they wanna, let's push. Hey, before I stop, 50K. All right, let's do this then, Black Roots. I'm going to hop off. I'll come back in like 5 minutes. So if you guys are good for that, come back. If you're not, obviously I'll get the people that are going to be joining. So I don't think I'm